NHD documentary, Francis Scott Key Saves Dr. Beans, by Julia Moon. The War of 1812 was a big stand in America's history, and also led to America's official freedom and the national anthem. However, have you ever heard why Francis Scott Key was even in Baltimore in the first place? Well, the story begins in the summer of 1814. Dr. William Beans and several of his neighbors were being bothered by loud and drunk British soldiers who were running through neighborhoods and causing disruption to the residents' normal nightly routines. Beans and several of his neighbors decided to take charge and punish the soldiers by putting them in jail. However, in the process, one soldier managed to get away and went to one of the British generals, General Ross. Ross then came back to free Beans' prisoners and as payback captured Dr. Beans. Beans was then taken on a boat up the Potomac River to the Chesapeake Bay and ended up on a cruise ship south of Baltimore. As soon as word got out that Dr. Beans had been captured, President Madison immediately took charge to try and save the doctor. The president contacted Francis Scott Key, who was a lawyer in the area. Key was then sent to Baltimore with letters from once wounded soldiers who the doctor had once helped. The freedom of Dr. Beans was important to both the American and British sides because Beans was of great help to both. This is why Key was sent with the letters, so that he would have some way to prove to General Ross that Beans was a help to him. So leaving his family behind, Key got on a boat, headed for Baltimore, with high hopes to save his colleague. He had faith that the letters would persuade General Ross to let Dr. Beans go. Key arrived in the summer of 1814, but the war had started sometime prior to Key's arrival. The war known as the tiring fight for independence, for America had already fought for freedom about 30 years before. President James Madison declared war on June 18, 1812, despite the fact that America did not want another war. Madison hoped to gain further independence for his people, and wanted to close a once open hole between America's independence and the British Congress. On August 19, 1814, General Ross brought more than 4,000 troops to Maryland, which led to the Battle of Fort McHenry. After arriving in Baltimore, Key stood up to General Ross and was able to successfully free Dr. Beans. Then Key and Beans waited while watching the Battle of Fort McHenry. Key and Beans were 8 miles from the fort, while suspensefully watching for 24 hours. After the 24 hours, smoke began to clear, and flying high above the fort was the American flag that had held strong through the whole battle. This inspired Key to write the Star-Spangled Banner on the back of an envelope. He wished to capture the battle in words, which inspired him to write a poem, which in Key's eyes explained the outcome of the battle perfectly. Congress did not officially turn the song into the national anthem until 1931. President Wilson decided that should it be played at all official events. However, the Star-Spangled Banner is a story to be remembered, for it represents a big stand in America's history. It brought people together and is a true example of how lucky we are to be free. The War of 1812 can be seen as a cause for our freedom, for many people died protecting our country's independence. The Star-Spangled Banner continues to represent our country all around the world. Today, people continue to listen to the national anthem and visit Fort McHenry. Key's song still inspires us all and reminds us about how lucky we are to be free.